In Medina, before it became the capital of Islam, there lived a woman among the people, quietly, with few knowing that the days held in store for her a status that would make her name eternal in the pages of history. She was Nusaybah bint Ka'b, may God be pleased with her, a woman of the helpers, the Medinan supporters of the Prophet, but she was never an ordinary woman. She grew up in a household known for chivalry and generosity, and from a young age she was strong-willed and sharp-witted, unafraid to speak the truth, as though God had prepared her heart for moments that only the great could withstand. When news of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, began reaching Medina, the words of the Quran quickly found their way into her heart. She felt that this was no human speech, and that the light he brought would change the whole world. She believed without hesitation, embracing Islam among the early converts, becoming one of the few women present at the Pledge of Aqaba. That night, when the people of Medina secretly gathered with the Messenger of God, peace and blessings be upon him, before the migration to Medina. That pledge was a turning point in her life. The men extended their hands, pledging support and obedience, and Nusaybah stood among them with a heart no less firm than theirs. She never saw herself as a weak woman standing behind events, but believed that supporting the faith was everyone's responsibility. Days passed, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, migrated to Medina, and the building of the Islamic community began. Nusaybah stayed close to this effort, helping, serving, and raising her children to love God and his messenger. But the day that revealed her true character was the Battle of Uhud. She went out with the Muslims not carrying a sword, but to give water to the thirsty and tend to the wounded, as women did in battles at the time. At first, the Muslims appeared to be winning, but when the archers disobeyed the Prophet's orders, peace and blessings be upon him, the battle suddenly turned. The enemy attacked the Muslims from every side, and fear and confusion spread. In the midst of the chaos, Nusaybah saw something that shook her heart. She saw the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, become a target for the enemy, with only a few companions around him. In that moment, she thought nothing of herself and did not retreat a single step. She threw aside her water skin, seized a sword and shield, and rushed toward the messenger of God, peace and blessings be upon him, fighting fiercely in a way no one expected from a woman. She struck with her sword and took arrows with her own body, standing before the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, like a living wall. Whenever an enemy fighter drew near intending to kill him, she confronted him without fear. She suffered many wounds until blood flowed from her shoulder and arms, yet she never stopped. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, watched her with great admiration and said, "Wherever I turned, right or left on the day of Uhud, I saw her fighting to defend me. What greater honor could there be than to have the messenger of God, peace and blessings be upon him, testify to such devotion?" During the battle, she saw one of her sons falter after being wounded, and she called out to him with the steadfastness of a believing mother, "Where are you going, my son? Would you flee from God and his messenger?" He returned to fight beside her once more. Nusaybah was not only defending the Prophet, she was defending the entire faith, the message she had believed in from the very first moment. After the battle ended, her body bore more than 12 deep wounds, some of which caused her pain for a full year, yet she never regretted it for a moment. She saw every drop of blood she shed as an honor beyond compare. Years followed, filled with more great moments. She witnessed the Pledge of Ridwan, standing firm in faith even as circumstances changed. After the Prophet's death, peace and blessings be upon him, when movements of apostasy arose, she went out to fight in the Battle of Yamamah during the Caliphate of Abu Bakr. May God be pleased with him, despite her advancing age. That battle was fierce, and in it her son Habib was killed by the false prophet Musaylima after refusing to acknowledge him as a prophet. Even so, Nusaybah was not broken. She entered the battle with the heart of a mother who had lost her son, and the spirit of a believer who knew that truth was worth more than life itself. She fought with astonishing courage until her hand was severed and she suffered many wounds. Yet she remained steadfast, as though pain no longer meant anything to her. Nusaybah lived on for years afterward, telling people about the messenger of God and raising women in faith and steadfastness. Whenever battles were mentioned, people spoke her name with reverence, for she had proven that heroism was not reserved for men alone, and that a heart filled with certainty in God becomes stronger than swords. Umm Ammarah, her honorary name, meaning Mother of Ammarah, never sought fame, nor did she wish for history to immortalize her name, but she lived truthfully before God, and so God immortalized her in the hearts of believers. Her story has carried through the centuries as a clear message that a single sincere stand can change the course of history, and that true courage lies not in strength alone, but in steadfastness when others flee. And some stories don't end at the last line. They begin there, awakening within a person a meaning that had been dormant, making them believe that sincere sacrifice and faith are still capable of working miracles, no matter how times change. If you've made it to the end, please like our commented opinion and share it so others benefit.